Hi guys, my name is Chris and I'm from Yarn Designers Boutique. I'm in New Zealand right now and I've just received in the post all the way from California this baby loom. This is one of our new baby looms and I got this because I thought it would be really cute for traveling I have a friend who's just had a baby. So actually I have to figure out how to use this. So in this kit, we have, this is the loom. It's actually really sturdy plastic. And we have some instructions here. Let's see what we've got here. Little info kit. We've got, these are the pegs. So these pegs are removable, which means that you can put a peg in every single hole and work with kind of thinner yarn like worsted weight or Aran yarn, or you can put them in every other hole and use a bulky weight yarn, or you can get sort of different colored pegs. So you can, we have some, little extra refill kits for $1 or whatever, and you can get like yellow pegs or pink pegs, which means that if you're doing a knit or purl sort of repeat pattern, then you can actually color code and okay, well, all the yellow pegs are purl and all the blue pegs are knit, something like that. And it comes with this hook tool and yarn needle. And then these are instructions for how to make a hat. So it's really basic instructions. First thing you gotta do when you get this is put the pegs in. So these pegs are, they have a little, here we go, they've got a little indent here, and that is not on the back side, right? So it's only on one side. So you got to make sure that when you put the peg in, that the little indent is facing out, because that's actually where your hook tool sort of digs in and hooks under the yarn and pulls it over. And they have kind of a little thing at the bottom there, like, oh, I guess they're a different shape at the bottom, so they kind of hook in. So you just push it in, right? Oh, and that one actually clicked in. And I guess you should hear it click. I don't know. These are going in really easy, actually. If they don't go in super easy, then the other thing you can do is use a little hammer, and you line them up, and then you just pound them in gently, very gently. So this one's not going in. And of course, I'm in a hotel room, so I don't have a hammer. I have a coffee mug. So bear with me for the noise here. There we go. Okay. So you get these all in, basically, and if any of them break, if there's a problem, to get it out, okay, so say your first project's worsted weight, and then you want to make a bulky thing, and you don't want to buy a second loom for it, you just want to pull these pegs out. You just take, the back side of a hammer and just kind of pull it out, or you can use pliers, but you don't want to, obviously you don't want to damage your pegs, so you just want to be really careful. Maybe sort of put something over it that will kind of, so the pliers don't sort of scratch up your pegs. God forbid any of these pegs sort of snap and you can't, get a hammer in. What you can do is you can actually take a screw and sort of screw it into the peg that's left, that's stuck in there, and then use the hammer and pull the screw out while it's screwed into the peg. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing this for a little bit. Okay, so I've got all my pegs in my loom. And I still have some left over, so if I ever lose any, if any fall out, or if I break some, whatever, then I've got some extra, which is fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to start on the baby hat, and I'm using Lion Brand Landscapes yarn, and I just absolutely love the colors of these. And I'm making a hat for a little baby boy, so I picked blue, but then I realized that the loom is blue, so I hope you guys can see this. Alright, well, let's get started and I'll show you how to cast on. Okay, so here we go. We've got my loom, and this is the knob on the outside. So this is what you're going to wrap your yarn around. Now, the instructions that come with the loom just say to sort of wrap it and kind of hold it, but that can be a bit difficult to do at first. So it's much easier if you just kind of tie a knot. So I just tie it like that. Now, hold on to it a little bit, and the first round is really easy. So you go, you're always going to work to the left, and you go behind the peg, come around the front, and wrap. You go behind the peg, come round to the front, and wrap. Okay, so really easy. Behind the peg, around the front, and wrap. And that's all you do, all the way around. And I guess you don't want to do it too tight because you are going to have to pull these loops over kind of the next loop, so you will have to live with this. I guess it's just like casting on with any sort of knitting and stuff. If you make it too tight, it's going to kind of, I don't know, bunch up at the end and be restrictive. So, okay, so I've done my wrap all the way around, and a lot of people will sort of say to push this down, and that makes sense when you're knitting all the way around, but what we're going to do for the brim of the hat is basically it's a knit 2, purl 2 sort of rib stitch, but actually I'm going to do purl 1, knit 2, purl 1, and then purl 1, knit 2, purl 1. And this is actually going to be almost the pattern the whole way through, so this is where it would have been really nice if I had the foresight to order some yellow pegs or pink pegs or something, and then I would know that every pink peg or whatever is a knit stitch and every blue peg is a purl stitch, but never mind. Okay, so we're going to start with a purl 1, and that's a bit of a pain. Okay, so you get your hook tool and you bring the yarn in front of the loop from the previous row, and you dig down, grab it, pull it up. And what I like to do is use the hook tool and my left hand to try and pull that stitch over and off the hook. And then I haven't figured out a very elegant way of putting this purl stitch back on. It would be great if I could leave it on the hook and just pop it back on. There we go. Okay. Then when you knit 2, it's pretty much the same as what you did for the first row. So you go behind the peg and wrap it, and then behind the next peg and wrap it, because we're doing 2 knits, right? And then you grab the bottom loop and you pull up, and you grab the bottom loop and you pull up. Now we're going to do purl 2. So we go in the front and we grab this bottom loop and pull it up, and you just pull it so it's kind of there. You're not going to lose it. Pull that stitch off and pop this purl on. Awkward. Okay. So purls are a pain in the butt. And purl it again. Grab this loop and pull it, and then pull this off the hook and drop this one down on the hook, or on the peg. Who knows what's going on here.